The new year is here and it's time to set some goals. Hey, what's up? My name is Sarah from Business Women Thrive and happy 2021. And in today's video, in spirit of the new year, we are going to be talking about setting goals for beginners. It can be hard when you're just starting out with your blog to decide what goals are good to set and which ones are even attainable. So we're going to be talking about the type of goals you want to be setting and how to reach them in 2021. Let's get started. So the first thing we want to talk about is the types of goals you want to set. The first thing you should be setting is your long-term goals. These are the big picture goals that you see yourself getting in the future. They can be set out as far as you want. 5-year goals, 3-year goals, or if you can't see that far into the future yet, we can start with 1-year goals. Where do you want to be in the next year? What do you want the next year to look like? In this step, you don't really even have to be setting goals necessarily. You can just take a step back and imagine what you would like the next year to look like. Then once you have an idea of what you'd like your next year to look like, then you can actually set some concrete goals. And if you'd like more on this topic, I talk more about setting yearly goals and then breaking them down into monthly, weekly, and even daily goals in this video right here, if you'd like to learn more on this topic. But once you have the big picture figured out, then you can categorize your goals. You can set money goals, follower goals, sponsorship and brand deal goals, blog post goals, really whatever type of goals you want. And when you're setting these categorized goals, it's important to make sure you look at your big picture or your yearly goals and make sure that these goals align with that. For example, if you want to be a full-time blogger in a year, that is the big picture. How are you going to get there? You want to make sure that the money goals that you're setting will help you get there, along with any other goals that you set. Before we get to the next point, if you're getting value out of this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel down below for more videos like this. Step 2 is how to reach those goals. Because it's one thing to set goals, it's another to actually hit them. The first thing you want to do is get a planner. When you are trying to reach your goals, you want to be organized. I highly recommend getting a Cambridge planner. I have been using these planners for a few years now and I love them. There is plenty of room to write down all of the goals that you need and they really keep me organized. If you're in the market for a planner, I highly recommend a Cambridge planner. It is the way to go. And if you're interested in looking at some of my favorite planners, I will leave a link to a bunch of them down below in the description. Step 2 is to break down your goals. I talk more about this in this video that I mentioned earlier on how to break down your goals, but essentially what you want to do is take your big goals, your yearly goals, and break them down into monthly and weekly goals and then daily to-do lists. The third step is to keep track of your goals. So you want to be keeping track of your progress every week and every month. And the way that you can do this varies. I do this in a couple different ways. The first thing that I do is write down my weekly, monthly, and yearly goals in my planner every single week. That way I am on track and I know exactly what my monthly goals are, what my yearly goals are, and my weekly goals, so that I can make sure when I make my daily to-do list that they match up with these goals and I can stay on track to hit them. I also like to use a bullet journal to write down my monthly goals. This way at the end of the year I can keep track of everything that I did for the month so that in the next year I can look back on all of my monthly goals and see what I really accomplished throughout the year. However you keep track of your goals doesn't matter, but it's really important that you do keep track of them because if you don't, how else will you know how far you've come and if you've actually hit them? Step 4 is to put in the work. You need to be putting in the work every single day to achieve your goals. Because all of this goal setting is great, but if you're not actually putting in the work to achieve those goals, then you're never actually going to hit them. The small tasks that you work on every day, even though they may seem small at first, are going to be the ones that actually help you reach your goals. You can't write 52 blog posts this year if you don't actually write your first one. So you may be asking yourself, what's next? If you're looking for more help on reaching your goals and really growing your blog this year, check out the resources I have linked right below this video. I have blog posts and courses and videos to help you really grow your blog and reach your goals this year. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like if you liked and subscribe to my channel down below for more videos just like this one. And I will see you next Thursday. Bye!